Welcome to Sunday Tea, our live event. This is Alona
and Aleece.
And we have a special guest, Kelly, doing the color analysis today. So thankful to have you here.
I'm excited.
I mean, goodness, it's just, I'm excited because I had my color analysis with you and it blew my mind.
Changed the choices that you are doing now completely.
Oh yeah, 100%. But our Sunday tea, and I'm going to cheat a little bit because I still don't have it memorized, but it is in my heart, is to empower women through meaningful conversations on intentional style and lifestyle choices, rebuilding confidence, strengthening self-worth, and helping them step into their fullest potential. So there are instances in Alona's work where she does that, as well as I. And we have come together for Sunday Tea to have these conversations. And last year we were doing this every single week. So we have a YouTube streaming podcast, live cast. If you want to look at any of our episodes, they're posted. Great editing, by the way. And we're just very thankful that you all are here for this live in-person event. This is our second one. Our first one was the runway, and women just got
blossomed.
Oh, they blossomed. They blossomed so much. They went from I don't want to really share in a circle with new women and new people in a strange new place, to strutting down the runway like there was no one watching. So it was pretty impactful. I'm getting chills just thinking about it every time I do, and just grateful.
And to the point that some of them participated in fashion show
in the runway.
In the runway itself that we had here
after
at the
store.
store.
They had the walk?
Yes.
After they
did
walk.
Sunday
That's
Tea,
great.
they did the fashion show. That was fantastic to see the confidence, the boost in confidence, and the level of their belief in themselves that just jumped significantly. So that was amazing.
Yeah,
was pretty impressive. So today we'll have a color analysis of you, and then after, Alona will be doing styling. So it'll be this lovely layered effect. And glad that you all are here. And please feel free to ask any questions. We're gonna do a little intro for you, and wanted to ask you mainly is, how did you come about color analysis?
I know. Well, and color analysis has been around for a long time. I know so many people know this 4 seasons or have heard about it from the 70s and 80s. It was big. I've been interior designer my whole career life, and was 2 things I think hit me as I was transitioning out of designing. And one was I watched women through design as moms. Women put themselves on the back burner because they're taking care of their family, they're taking care of kids, their husband, their home, and 9 times out of 10 the homes were even designed to accommodate everybody else.
Sure.
Who they were wasn't sometimes represented in their own homes.
Except kitchen.
Oh
yeah.
Kitchen.
They had all the choices in the kitchen. I feel like kitchen is the only place where somebody
husbands would make sure of that too, right? Yeah. But then toward the end of my career, and what made me transition out is I had a daughter who suffered mental illness. So she went through suicide ideation, self-harm, all of the things, anxiety, depression, and she ended up going away. And through that journey, just watching the insecurities take over young girls and teenagers in a world where everyone's trying to tell you what you should be, instead of just being the best version of who you are. And so I thought, I want to do something to be able to give back. And I just thought the same thing, just empowering women. And it starts with those little things. I used to create bedrooms for kids in need, actually, when I was designing. And every child had a favorite color. If you asked them what they wanted their room to be. So color is very powerful. There's a psychology behind it. So that is why I got involved in it. And then when my daughter went through her rehabilitation and graduated out, I flew out to California and then did all of the girls she was graduating with, everybody's colors. And just to see them shine and there is no wrong color. I will say that, but we have
Color's
our
color.
best colors, and it really does enhance and change, and just something to help support, make girls feel better. And so it just progressed from there.
And I know I also shared this with you and most of my friends, is that if I would have had the color analysis in high school, it would have changed everything. I would have looked at all the things differently, because also the fads, right? The girls are like, oh, this is what's in. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll wear that. Not for me.
Well, and it helps you, right, feel good
Yes.
in who you are and what is best for you.
Yes.
And that's what happens. I think we start to follow what the trends or the fads or what other people are telling us to do, be, wear,
And it still doesn't help.
it
Yeah.
doesn't help.
Mhm. Yeah,
it
so
doesn't
it's-
help.
Right.
And it changes too.
It changes.
It's-
Yeah.
Which I
Well, and it's not just about color. And I think that's the exciting thing I'm looking forward to showing everybody. Everybody think, well, I know when I put something on that I look better, but do you know why? Because it's not just about the color. So
Mhm.
that'll be fun.
And especially like we talked earlier today, it's not only the colors that look best on you, it's the tones that also, the secondary tones, how do you make those work? How do you accommodate, if you have an item that you absolutely love because of the style, but the color is different, how do you accommodate that item to make it work for you? And that's what Callie is good about, knowing how to pair things, what other colors to bring to, and know the differences between those. So once you realize how the pairing works and what tones work well best together with, you can do magic.
And I was prepared to throw out my whole wardrobe, by the way. Like, I was like, okay, only a few pieces work. And I knew, no, actually, I don't have to do
figure
that.
out. You can get to wear it.
Yeah.
And recreate it. That's a whole
Mhm.
other fun. Because I think clothes and style and fashion and hair and all of those things are just a way for us to be able to express ourselves. And we're all, I mean, I'm creative. Alona sees me. This is a very conservative outfit for me today.
You should follow her. It's
I-
amazing to watch
I
the
love to
cool
have
outfits you
fun.
have. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I get it. Like, I'm not always in my best colors either, but it's still fun to know what they are and then how to work with what you have in your closet to make it look even better.
Have you always been so adventurous in colors?
No, I always wore black.
When did the
And-
transition
Yeah, I was gonna say
know,
to imagine that. I
Well,
can't
I
even.
think it's the same thing as everyone else. It's that hiding. It's, I think all of us have a story, all of us have a past, all of us have hurts that we've been through, I think, as women. And so, and they're real to us, whatever those are, whatever we experience. So clothes is a way to either cover yourself, hide yourself, express yourself. So yeah, I went through a phase where it was black, it was oversized things. For quite some time, and that was a journey in itself, just learning to build up my own confidence and to realize I'm okay with who I am and I
Yeah.
can be me, and if somebody doesn't like it, that's okay too. So
How long that journey did take you, would you say?
I would say probably from the age of 12 to I would say almost 40.
Okay.
A long journey. And I think having kids, having daughters especially, that was why it probably triggered so much, trying to support these girls to figure things out before they're 40.
Sure.
You have your whole life and you should be enjoying it at the instant moment, not 20 years, 30 years down the
Right.
road.
Yeah.
If there was any advice you'd give to someone who's, let's just say having a pause in their life or a certain transition, or maybe they're stuck, what would be something that you'd tell them?
That they're loved. That they're loved, and that and you should start with just loving yourself. And we're always a work in progress, so you're okay just where you are. And I think that's the biggest thing I would say for girls.
I wasn't planning on getting emotional today. And then could you tell a story maybe about someone other besides your daughter that you felt like was an amazing story to share about your color analysis or your impact that you did through your work? Because I know you shared your kids.
I have done some women who have come out of the Nehemiah house. And so that is just one of those, they've been, you hit rock bottom and you have nothing and you're starting out all over again. And it just gives them a moment to feel special, to feel pampered, and to see themselves in a different light or a different way. So it's always rewarding to do something for someone who's come through something. And just to rebuild them. And again, there's power in color. And so I wish more people got it, realized how important it is. And I think it's coming. It's coming because the whole transition of all of us working on ourselves is.
You have to be ready for a color analysis.
Yeah,
You do.
You have
You
to
do.
be ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my husband. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that it's not just the color of your wardrobe that changes. You change inside, and every time you step out of your comfort zone, you have to be ready for it, because a lot can be done. A lot can be changed in just within one item that you put on. I know previously, if any of you have listened to our stories, or if you go to our podcast online or YouTube channel, you will see my husband Brian. He shared his story, and he's very colorful like Kelly is, but when he put on a colorful printed shirt or a pair of pants, he was prepared for bullying, he was prepared for mental abuse, because 20-30 years ago men were not they did not wear those things, but he was into those colors. He really enjoyed the prints. He wanted to feel something special when
he had the passion for it.
Yeah, and so every time he wore it, he just knew inside of him that that's gonna happen. But it built his strength. It built his stamina. He became a person that he is today. It built his character. So the times have changed significantly. When you do wear bright colors, people are not going to be throwing.
I love that you're bringing that up, because as women, we always think it's just us. And men go through bullying, they go through insecurities just as much as us. They just have to give that persona that everything's okay all the time. So
Hide the emotions.
thanks for sharing that, because I think that's important.
And I was actually going to mention my husband along the lines of what he used to see me as of like what I'd wear, and I'm a very textural person, most people know, so like if it's cozy or it just makes me feel good, I'm like, put it on my body. I don't care what it is, put it on my body. And when he knew that we were doing the color analysis, and then afterwards he's like, wow, you just look so good, like so good. Like I'm like, it's like nothing I changed other than the fact that I was intentionally like picking pieces. And I was even excited about it. It's like I had the excitement in me for the clothes, and I was like, oh, I am. And I'm, I went to school for art, so art's always been in me to, be creative, and so I was like, oh, my wardrobe can be a little bit of an extension of this. I love this. And he saw that, so I love it.
It's different. I love when you have artists or people that are creatives. And again, coming from the design background, it's still different when you're doing it on a person. Color is different.
Yeah.
And your skin reacts to colors. So it's interesting,
So maybe we shouldn't wait any longer.
Okay, let's get into it. And then I figured we should probably announce who got the free color analysis for today.
Yes! Laura!
Laura!
Eyes are a medium to light as well. So what does this mean, and then how does that equate to anything? So I always use Disney characters, it's just easy to relate. So we have Snow White, who is super dark hair, porcelain skin. She would have an extremely high contrast level between her features, like in nature a zebra would be, black and white. That's extreme as you can go. Then we come down the princess line, and we have Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, softer hair, lighter skin, lighter eyes. Their coloring is more cohesive. They're not as extreme from light to dark. So they would be on that lighter spectrum. And what that means is just softer coloring handles some of the softer colors better than if like a Snow White can wear black and white, because she has the contrast to carry that. So we're going to show you right now. She is probably, we have a little cheat sheet. Normally I will take a photo and then we'll turn it into a black and white. But if you were to look at her skin on this level, she's pretty light. So I'm going to give her a 2, and we always try to look at the lightest part. Her eyebrows are even pretty soft. She's not super heavy. She's more in that medium. So she is a medium contrast level. Now what we're going to do is, so that is her own personal contrast. Now what we're going to look at is actual colors. So some of the things we want to see is, how do colors react on her skin? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the value of the color. And what is the value of the color? That means the depth from dark to light. Does she handle darker colors better or lighter colors better? So the first one we will put on her are these dark colors. And there's a couple things that we're going to look at when we're draping her. And this is going to show you how it is our own skin that's actually reacting to the colors. Oh, she's got a little, I'm going to clip it to her hair for right now. Okay, so dark colors. What the goal is to be cohesive with our colors. What happens if you walk into a room and you've got a neon bright dress on and you're super light and super fair? What's somebody going to notice first? They're going to notice the neon dress. We want you to be the one coming forward. So right now, in these darker colors, it's casting shadows under her jaws, and it's a little heavy for how soft her coloring is. Now we're going to compare it to light, just to see the differences here. Okay, did you immediately see the shadow go away from underneath her skin? So these colors are working, they're reflecting, they're evening out her skin. Darker colors got heavy, they actually draw her down.
It's so wild.
Is that
every
amazing
time.
just to see what that does? So we just made, you know, women go spend a lot of money to have their jaws.
That's all I needed to do.
Yeah.
So now light colors, again, she has softness, light skin. These actually are very pretty colors, but let's just see if medium. Do you see that it's still light? You see that? The little bit of heaviness it gets here.
Just on the cheek is so weird.
So the lighter, and this brightens her up and actually makes her skin look younger.
Youthful, yeah.
Youthful. Now again, there are no wrong colors. I love color, and I just picked out some that's not my color. We were just talking about that. So what the key is to talk about is that when you really want to look your best or to highlight yourself, you want to keep your best colors closest to your face. So that's the key. She could wear a light shirt, and if she really likes to have fun, and I know Laura likes color, so she likes to mix it up. She can wear the darker colors on the outside. She can have fun with other colors. It's just always trying to keep the best colors closest. So right now, light colors look the best. What that tells me is she's not going to be a winter palette, because winter are darker colors, higher contrast colors. So I could almost eliminate winter from her palette. The next now is we're going to go over the chroma. That's the intensity of a color. So we had dark to light. Now we're going to go from this one's always fun. It looks a little like a clown, but brighter colors to softer colors. So think high intensity, bright. This is where some of the neon colors would have come in back in the day, or hot pinks, but super bright, because you can have hot pinks that are a muted, more muted tone. So if you were to see her in the brighter colors, now we're going to put her against soft. So there's not a big change even in her under. I'm not liking either one of these particularly. I think this is a little intense for her, and this is almost too muted.
It is
Can
definitely.
you see that?
Yeah.
So
Kind of lifeless.
yeah, and she needs life, and so again, when I say it's not about color, it's also about personality. It's about, you know, how vivacious do you like to stand out? Do you not? Well, I know she's a singer, and I know she's dressed up and she likes color, so this would never fit her personality. Even if this was her best color, we would still then be working with other things. That's where customization comes in, because that just doesn't even fit who she is or what she does. Now, maybe at home with 4 kids, she wants to be soft and blend in and
I make
disappear.
moo-moos at home.
They could be any color.
Right. So she looks a little bit better in more medium, but she can have that shimmer just with the pizzazz. Now, I know Laura also shared earlier that she loves to wear wigs. That's part of her gig. So Laura can change her contrast with her wigs.
By
Which
changing,
she
yeah.
know I bring wigs.
The wigs
because
are
I like
crazy
people
cool.
To see how, and that's the fun thing, right? We're gonna look at what the best colors are for her face. Usually I would cover her hair, but
You can do whatever you need to do. Karen.
just because I don't want the hair to be affecting what you're seeing. Do you guys see though, so far, what I've just said? All right.
This is removable on my head. I can take it off.
Girl, it looks so good.
Thank
Like
you.
I would have never guessed.
Thank you.
All right, so our now we're gonna go into the most probably important part. I'm gonna let you put this on just to pull a little bit back. Because this now is undertone, and why when her name was drawn, she got a phone call not to wear makeup. A lot of times,
Do you want all my hair pulled back? Do you want me to just take it off? I don't care.
I don't need, you don't have to do
Okay,
that, but
okay.
I'll do it this way.
Okay.
So, a lot of times, right, we're all in self-tanners, we're wearing, now if you do this and slide it back, so I'm not. Self-tanners,
There's
bronzers,
too much. I think there's so much hair there. I'm
you can
sorry.
loosen it up,
Okay.
there.
There we go.
All right, now we're gonna get a good
There we go.
look.
This is my best.
Okay. Because really, we wanna be watching what's happening with the skin. Our hair color can change. And there are some people who their hair color is not the right color for their undertone. So what we're looking for is actually if she is a warm undertone or a cool undertone. It's not as easy as people think, and especially when people wear makeup. I have many women come in that look like they're warm because of their hair color or because they came in with makeup and then we have to adjust it. So what we're gonna be looking for in this part of the color analysis is if she is a warm undertone, her skin will glow with that. It will look golden, it will be enhanced. If it's not the right color on her, her skin will literally take on the color. I call it jaundice. You can turn yellow, you can turn green, you will become that color and it just draws you out. Now, if she were a cool undertone, that one's gonna brighten her up. You're gonna see the luminosity again. It's gonna make cheeks rosy. If cool is wrong undertone, that's not your undertone, you will turn gray. So we will see that difference. And sometimes we test this one multiple times because undertones are so tricky, and it can be pull one direction and then you do another test and it comes out neutral. Sometimes you can have a couple of neutrals, but you're always gonna lean one way or the other. And this is really important for our makeup, our hair color, all of those things that we're putting on that are right against our face. But I will talk about cool skin and what happens when we have warm hair, because as we age, or the natural progression of hair, it is hard to get hair to that ashy stage or that blonde stage that's cool without, if you had dark hair, without damaging it. And it's always gonna go, people always pull it to that gold. They never get quite. So a lot of times cool skin is battling warm hair, but we can work with it. So this is cool. Did anybody see that?
Yes.
So what happened?
The shadows.
And can you see? So right now we're not even looking at shadows.
I know the color. Yeah.
If you look at her skin, she got
blends in.
yellow.
Yeah. Yellow. Yeah.
It's like she looked jaundiced. Like
Yeah.
I know. I always say to people, I use like bad kid words, like your baby's jaundiced. But that's what
Nice
happens
and
to our
jaundiced.
skin.
Yeah.
So in her first test, cool is more neutralizing for her skin than warm.
Yeah.
Even my eyes look totally different between the two.
And then this
that
is
is
neutral.
gonna be.
And that just makes her muddy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the cooler colors, and because there's multiple colors, we're not looking at the chin part here, we're just looking at what happens to the skin. So she gets a little jaundice here, she got muddy with the neutrals, and there it's like her skin lifted up and her cheeks got rosier.
It's
In a
clear.
healthy way, she didn't go gray. So what time are we at?
You have another 10 minutes.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go through all the steps on, I know you're cool. So we lean cool, and she leans into the lighter color fabric. So we're gonna test her. Because I know she's cool, she's gonna be in the soft family of, or the family of summer. And now we'll get to see what happens in that palette. Now a lot of people, so your palettes are gonna overlap a little bit, but what's really interesting to see is that even within the summer palette, there are better colors within the season. And this is how we're gonna look at the cool colors first, because I know the cooler summer colors are the more saturated colors of summer. So what we'll do is we're gonna compare these with the other colorways from summer. I have nowhere to put these. I'm gonna let your hair down.
Okay.
Attach it to that hair. Okay, so if you were to look at this color on her, and we have the 3 other seasons just to see. So this is soft summer. Yellow is everyone's least favorite color, and everyone actually has a yellow that works, but people tend to stay away from it, probably because a lot of times you're wearing the wrong yellow. But when you're in the right yellow, you'll kind of see it change.
It's again that muddy look.
Yeah.
It's a little too dull, which we even looked at that when we saw the other colors, when we were looking at soft. It's just a little too muted for her. These are a little brighter, but lighter. And she can actually wear the light.
favorite colors to wear,
Mhm.
actually.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys see what's happening to the skin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just by a slight variation in color. And yellow is not my favorite color to work with, but I just want you to see. Neither one are bad, but if we were to go to what the best, she's neutralized the most in this color as opposed to the other. The other one though is bright enough for her when she wants to wear some of those bolder colors. And let's go to,
Mm.
and this is basically, we've really kind of narrowed it down to these.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, this is a little different than this one again. She looks just younger and
Mhm.
fresher in this particular color. But this would be a gorgeous blouse even if she wanted to do a monochromatic and do this as a blazer or a suit or wear the others. She definitely can cross between these two, where the softer version of these colors are gonna be a little too muted for her. Let's go to the next, that purple's darker. Let's look at pink. Wow, it's just so funny how fresh.
Yeah.
And these again, not bad. So I'm thinking of dual personality for her, to be honest, because I know what she does entertaining wise. These colors carry her when she's performing.
Yeah.
She needs that. So see how we can be working, and it's still her summer palette. So her everyday wear though, she just looks really fresh and young and vibrant in the lighter version of the summer. So within the summer, she would, which is a little different, light summer, freshness in the skin. But the cool summers, which have a little bit more saturation, are kind of her diva colors. And those would be the ones that she can work with. Let's just talk about, so, for time's sake, I'm shortening this just so we have the gist. But, so I know she is a light summer, can blend a little bit with the cool summer, and that's gonna even go back to shopping, right? Seasons. You're not gonna find lighter summer colors in the winter, so you have to be able to play within your palette, but that's where your lighter colors would be colors you're gonna get. Maybe it's some of the jewelry, maybe it's a few blouses in your colors, or a few things that are close, scarves, things like that. But you have to be able to cross. What happens when someone is, I'm going to show you, because this is always fun, and since she's into wigs. What happens if somebody has cool skin, but they're wearing warm hair? Just gonna show you something. Again, that this is just where it works. So what happens is hair gets affected as well, and that's what I think is so interesting. So if I were to take her palette, which we're gonna go with the, who wants to help me out here for 1 second and hold this up for me? All right. Let's do a little pink because it will work the best. Actually, let's do this one. All right, so I'm gonna take, this is a cool pink, okay? If you look at that with her hair compared to, I'll do even a warm spring and I'll do let's do a warm autumn. So, look at the hair when it has the warm compared to the cool. Do you see how off that is?
Mhm.
Now what do? Because we know her skin needs this. And for some reason, she just can't get ashy colored hair, and she is stuck with this, so what are we gonna do for her? Do you see her skin? Just look at how beautiful that looks.
Mhm.
That's where she's gonna balance it, and you're gonna mix.
Okay.
Mhm.
So we've tied in the hair,
Mm.
and we've highlighted the face. So have fun with all those wigs.
I'm 40 in my
wear your colors the right way.
Mhm.
So I know this is just a little mini version just to show you guys live. Just I hope you got to see some of the changes in the skin, just how hair affects, and just how it just makes us look fresh. And if anybody had any questions.
I just have a comment because
Yeah.
I know you shared about the seasons and that also like getting a little tan because like I'm a white girl and then in summer I get the freckles and the tanner and it changes my palette, so I thought it was interesting.
So what tan does is our undertone is always our undertone. So even with freckles, what would happen is, again, if you're not wearing your right undertone, then you're gonna make the freckles stand out more. So if you follow your undertone always, what changes when we get tan or the skin gets darker, we change hair color, is contrast levels. So when you're tan and the skin has more pigment, you can wear some more of that intensity. Like if I were to put, which I know if she were to do a lot of her cool color tones and ever wear the darker wig, that just created contrast for her.
Mhm. Yes. Yeah.
So she could then, like those bolder colors. So our hair changes a little bit of the level of saturation of colors, chroma of colors. So that's why it's not just about, right, what our skin says, though that's your center. But sometimes we have to balance things, whether it's hair, whether it's seasonal shopping. So it's always finding the key things, and the key things to buy are scarves, jewelry with colored stones. So you would learn what color stones you are based on your seasons. Unfortunately, cool palettes only are supposed to wear silver, and it's very impossible because everything's sold in gold. We were talking about that. So if you're buying gold, buy it with extra sparkle. Don't buy that tainted or tinted or faded type of gold, and wear brighter color stones.
Okay.
So, any other questions?
Thank you.
What I do as an owner of the store, as a stylist, working with people gives me opportunity to give them a little bit more deeper understanding of their body types, what works for them, what doesn't work for them, and if you want to step one step back. I work with people so that when the customer comes into the store, they don't just select an item that gets put into their closet and never pulled out back again. Or it gets pulled out several times, but it's not a favorite item in the closet. So my job is to actually analyze person as they come into the doors and see what colors look best on them. I defer to Callie as a specialist, but I still do a good job of understanding and selecting pieces within what we have, because just like Callie said, gold is very popular this season. There's nothing, or not very much in silver that you can purchase. Might be some dual tones, but silver is not a dominant color. Same thing with fashion in general. There might be specific colors that are very popular, but your tone is not available. So what do you do at that point? You have to work within, you have to figure it out, potentially prints or subsidize with colors. And then what I also like is when people come to the store and they say, oh, I wasn't looking for this, I'm not gonna buy it. To me, I always buy what looks best on me. It doesn't matter whether it's a winter coat in the middle of summer in Florida or it's something else. Because it looks best on me, I know that fashion changes so fast, so quick, that I may not find this item somewhere else later when I'm ready to buy it. So I generally, if I love an item, I purchase it, knowing that the chances that I may not find it when I need it are there. So my question to you would be, as we are talking about style, what do you generally gravitate towards?
I like a little drama. Maybe a lot of drama.
I like a lot since you have 40 ways.
Yeah. I love glam, and I would say I like Dolly Parton's mentality on fashion. Bigger, better. Yes.
I love that.
I've gone through a similar journey to what Callie was talking about, actually, and I've lost a bunch of weight, and now I'm like, I want to have color and different lines and just have fun with my style.
Sure. What do you know what body type you are? There's
I don't know now, actually. I was very apple shaped for a long time, but I don't actually know what I am now.
Okay, that's what happens. Just like Callie said, throughout our lifetime, our color changes, and so does body. We are not always the same. We change shapes based on our weight and based on the age. So I myself fluctuate between the hourglass and between pairs, and right now I'm in the pairs stage. I can totally see that you wear an apple, and now you're shifting.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at you. I'm gonna look at you in the mirror just so I can pull a little bit this back, and I want to see where you are, because you are definitely not a pear or not an apple anymore.
Yeah.
But you have a little bit wider shoulder compared to your hips.
Okay.
So potentially, what's gonna happen is that as you continue to lose weight, because of the size of your chest, you're gonna stay heavier here, but you're gonna drop more here.
Okay.
So you will shift to a little bit more of the triangle.
Okay.
And right now, I would say that you are in a slight triangle because the chest is still heavier than the hips.
Okay.
So that's where.
So Dolly Parton.
That was awesome.
We gotta tag her on that.
Do you know what works best for that type?
Not a clue.
No. Okay. Generally, when the shoulders are bigger, we want to. I'll back it up, because reality is no matter what society tells you, you do what you want to do.
Right.
But to create an hourglass, you want to balance the heavy top with the wider bottom.
Okay.
And that's where the wider like pant comes in. That's where the skirt comes in, that are full, and same with dresses.
Okay.
So you want to add volume at the bottom to pair to the volume that you're gonna have on top. I'm gonna take a moment, because for me that's a surprise as to who's gonna be who I'm styling. So I'm gonna take a second and look around through the store to give you some ideas what can look great on you.
Okay.
So based on what Callie already, on the colors that Callie already selected for you, here's what I'm thinking. Especially, this is just a shift dress, but once you belt it, because you could wear things belted very well. Once we add a belt, it will give you that
Hourglass.
Yeah. This is not the color that I would probably select for you. Browns are not your best choice, but for the style purpose, I would like you to try it just so you could see with all of the ruffles and the wider bottom as well.
Fun.
And then I would like to, Callie's actually wearing these pants.
Oh, I noticed those on you and in the store. I'm like, those are super fun.
Yes, I think this would look great on you, and I'll give you just a different top also.
Okay.
But then again, what
Those are cute.
Those are super.
you can see how wide these are, it will give you that effect. Color-wise, may not be the best, but style is what we are talking about.
Okay.
And that's something that we want to see right now. Okay, ladies, so what we see with Laura is that she has a nice waist, but she's still carrying quite a bit through here. Over here is where her weight is. So it's still, she's in the process of changing shapes. Still an hourglass or still an apple, because she does have quite a bit over here, but then she has not changed fully to the triangle, right? So we're gonna focus on something that is gonna hide her midsection.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And that belt.
Yeah, that's so fun.
Wow.
That looks
Love
so
that.
good on you.
So we can see, yes, that even though the other dress did have the flowiness at the bottom, but it was not high enough. She needs flowiness starting from her waist down versus at the hip level. And that's what this dress is able to give you.
It's super fun. I love
And
this
then
so much.
especially if you add
Twirl factor.
It's fun for
And then the same thing, this, so when you're the triangle, she's bringing you in here.
Okay.
And there, so you're creating, because you have the broader shoulder.
Okay.
And then
We're creating more of an hourglass.
and then of course once you add some
Oh
shoes.
my gosh. Pretty shoe color and style with that dress. It's really pretty. I'm being Cinderella's stepsisters today. Thank you so much for letting me know. Okay.
We tried something different with Laura. Went for a little bit more fitted look again. And here's what we see. Still a little bit too much here. But what could be done with, in Laura's case, if we open this up to be a little bit straighter, you see how much better it looks right there versus hugging all the way through here. So adjustments can be done depending on the item and how it's made. Color-wise, Kelly?
I think the color is actually very pretty.
And here's one thing that I would do also. Because of the broader shoulders, opening this a little bit deeper will give you a longer neckline.
Oh, okay.
And would look actually even better with the lower. Especially since you are a performer.
Show them.
Bust out Dolly.
Like, I'm not leaving the house.
Yeah, husband would be like, no, you're staying here forever.
So yeah, those little nuances is what you want to look for, and sometimes it's worth making an adjustment if you love the dress.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Callie presented her magic, and I absolutely love working with her because you can definitely see what person starts with, and often it's not the ideal colors, but then once you end up shifting your palette choice, color palette to suggested by the professional, you can see the difference. And like Aleece mentioned earlier, not only you feel better, but people around you pick up on your energy and they also reflect on it too. So between allowing yourself to do the color analysis and working with the stylist also, you can definitely change your wardrobe and your life or parts of your life significantly. Kelly, we thank you so much for being a part of our Sunday tea. Thank you for coming and allowing our audience to view what you do.
Thank you.
And I have to ask before we conclude, because we'll be able to shop and mingle and do all the things. Are they able to book with you? I know you've done groups before.
Yes. So I left some cards. There's one-on-one, or you can do it with groups, or you can do it with friends. You do receive a digital, 150-page digital download, which actually shows you how to combine everything from makeup, outfits, colors, hair color. It's everything. It's like a personal style guide, and you also receive a fan deck, a purse size one that you can take with you, and that shows you all of your best colors, and it also shows you nail polish, again, hair color, different things. So it's a little trinket that you take with you. So when you do book a color analysis, and it's a lot more in depth. They're usually at least an hour and a half, because we go into a lot more personalization than this. And yeah, groups are fun. friend circle.
Yeah. I have your website as a shortcut to my colors, like on my phone. So like I click it if I'm in the store. I'm like, is this the right color? I don't know. It's gotta be there. So it's there.
Is the stylist telling me I'm doing the right job?
Yeah.
Or not?
Oh god.
Well, thank you guys, it was so fun.
And thank you, Alona, for showing the fun style figures, because even I myself, I was like, oh gosh, I didn't know I was a straight lace. I gotta show the curves. So yeah, it's fun. Very fun.
You're welcome. Name one color scheme, or pattern you admire on others, but are secretly terrified to wear yourself, and why?
Polka dots. I think they look amazing on other people, but I feel it would definitely come down to like the size and color and the base and all of the things, and it just feels ironically wild to me to wear them because I wear a lot of plaid. So
Do you feel like your choices that you go for are more masculine, and the polka dots are too feminine?
I think I go both. Yes, I think a lot of my choices tend to lean towards the masculine just because of the industry that I work in.
Okay.
So
I almost think part of it too, which we didn't talk about this, but there is a scale and proportion also to what pattern sizes look the best on you. So in just overall looking, a plaid is a softer type of pattern which would work just overall for you, where polka dot is again that extreme because you only have two colors. So it could even be just subconsciously you're picking up on that's a higher contrast, it's not really working, and not necessarily polka dot, but the polka dot would emphasize the fact that it's a high contrast.
Yeah, because I have tried on different like dresses, right? Smaller polka dots, and they've been far away, and then when the polka dots are closer, like
Yeah, it
really
makes
close.
a difference. People, that's a whole nother
Whole other layer.
Another layer of it, yeah.
How has your professional work and home life influenced the way you curate your personal aesthetic, or has it actually made it harder to maintain a distinct style for yourself?
Of black. I think it looks really good and elevated. But when I had small children, wearing black covered up a lot of the stains that innately happen with children, as you can probably guess. So it's just always remained in my wardrobe. So it was like a conscious decision to hide stains and to feel good about myself. So yeah.
Can I ask, has that black expanded? Like, has it grown? Like, in size, or
yeah,
is it...
my closet is primarily black. I
So
love
it has
black.
not changed, even though the kids' ages
Are
are...
older. Well, I always use black as like a base because I feel like it's also slimming, and I just keep it in my closet because I feel like it goes with everything. Like even if I do decide to do a color, I'm like black goes nicely with things.
I feel you.
Can I share?
I was gonna say please, because I already know where you're going with this. This is like the best part.
So what's interesting with black is it's the absence of color. So it's technically not a color. And I always tell people, what do we associate black with? What do you really wear black for? And formal affairs, yes. But I always say funerals, right? Like it can be almost a color that brings us down or heavy, and there's honestly only 2 palettes out of all of them. And there's over 12, you can break it down to 20, that actually black looks good on. But I encourage people, it's when you said the word slim, that's the only reason I'm interjecting, because we have our best neutrals. And neutrals could be a navy, and it could be a navy that's almost black, but just that hair below, and you would be shocked, just like what we were looking here, the difference on just a shift makes in the color. So I always encourage people, just another part of the whole process is we learn our best neutrals. And neutrals, I don't mean light, I mean, is it brown, black, chocolate, charcoal, green, trying to get us to step out of black is, yes, regal, black is wonderful on your formals, and it is, but I love to see people go to that
just that one little step difference, and it's huge. So I'm so glad you brought it up, because I talked a lot about black.
So good.
Yeah.
Because, and I know we talked about, and that was the neutrals, is in my profession, I wear neutrals with my clients. If there's a group association, when I'm teaching a class or it's a group setting, I go vibrant, right? Because then I'm wanting to draw out from the crowd, I want it to be, but I want to initiate calm, comfort, serene. So the neutrals are like, I'm all muted. So most of my clients don't see me in vibrancy unless I'm in a public setting or outside the one-on-one. And that was really hard for me to break, because I was like, oh my gosh.
It's kind of like marketing.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to say about yourself? Because
Yeah.
a lot of it is like, how are you, like in this day and age, how are you branding yourself? And that's important to do.
Yeah.
So, but I'm tried and true black. I maybe blue at my dark colors, but I'm like, I'm holding on.
I get it.
What's the one fashion rule that you love to break the most? Is it the mixing metals? Is it white after Labor Day? Is it something else?
I'm not aware of any fashion rules.
So you're breaking all of them.
I love that.
That's good.
That's the way after Labor Day.
I've never heard of that.
Really?
Really?
I grew up in Michigan, and then I lived in California for many, many years, and then moved back here, but I've also spent a lot of time in Florida, and so I'm very confused. And so when I moved out to California, I remember I lived in San Francisco, and I was like, what is going on? People were wearing sandals and like leather jackets together, and I'm like, what? That's very odd to me. So I feel like all those rules just kind of went out the window, and now it's like, yeah, I don't care if I'm wearing white after Labor Day in Michigan anymore, but that was definitely a thing when I was younger, so.
That's funny.
Yeah.
We'll ask one more, since this is my mom, so
Oh,
she can share the gift.
Yeah.
And so we got one of you an option for the last little gift, because there's a few things in there.
I do have to add, can we maybe mention a couple of the whatever fashion rules that we have heard that we need to obviously break? Like, so that you said the don't mix metals, no white after Labor Day. Is there any other more rules that we
Don't wear black belt with brown shoes.
Oh yeah. Okay, there you go.
You match your purse and your shoes.
Purse, shoes, yeah, I've heard that is purse, belt, shoes has to match.
But I think nowadays there are no rules.
Yeah.
I think it goes down to understanding your style personality.
Yes.
Because there's a series of personalities, and we can be a mix of them. And that's, again, embracing your own individuality. And if you go back to these dumb rules, I'm going to say, you're putting yourself back in a box. And I don't think that's even what we're here to promote. It's have fun and experiment, and be comfortable being however you want to dress. If you want to wear black, or you want to wear sandals with leather, or flip-flops with shorts, like a lot of people do up here in the winter. And
Sandals and socks.
There you go.
I think it's, because the bottom line is be comfortable in what you're wearing. And if you're not, you're going to feel, it shows when you're not comfortable in what you're wearing. So why would you follow a rule? I say that, like, I don't follow a diet if I don't like the food. Because I'm not going to stick to it. So like, why would you follow a trend you don't like? You're not going to feel good in it.
I'll be honest, the one rule that you broke me was the navy and black were together. I was like, you're not supposed to, that's not allowed. And you're like, yes it is. I was like, no it's not.
I think rules were in the 20th century, people were following the style more than their identity, and in the 21st century it shifted to personality, and that's where the rules have dropped and you are able to do much more than you were before.
Yeah.
So I think in Europe, I've never heard about rules in Europe. I feel like it's in America, I've heard more rules than I have ever in Europe. So depending on the culture, that could be also another.
So I want to say, we're planning our first trip to Italy, and I remember researching, like, well, what do you wear? How do people dress there? You don't want to look like a tourist, but I still was gonna dress like myself. But the biggest thing is that do not wear your stretchy yoga, like our workout clothes. Like Americans wear everywhere, and I'm like, wow, like nobody had those on. Like that's what we like live by here. So it is funny the different places you go, and I'm like, what? I would have to go buy something.
I heard about France, so if anyone wants to go to France, I had heard from a friend who now lives there, is do not wear a baseball cap.
Yes, I heard
that. Yeah, that's a whole other thing. Do not wear a baseball cap, other's they're like, okay, we hate you.
In Japan, they don't wear sunglasses in public.
Yeah, it's just, it's so crazy, so it's interesting. Okay, and then finally, do you find that your style shifts more to adapt to your environment, or do you tend to bring your own aesthetic with you regardless of where you are? So Florida, Northern Michigan, etc.
I always have just worn, again, what feels comfortable, what feels natural, kind of just wherever I've gone. And I've not been abroad, so I don't have much to speak there, but it's always been not been big on the trends, and because some things you just, again, you know they don't work for you, and so you're not going to gravitate towards them. And I've never been one that follows the trends, but I tend to somehow still be mostly in style.
What about if you are invited to a party and it's a circle of, not your regular circle of friends?
Oh, then I'm already uncomfortable.
Wouldn't be there in the first place.
That was good.
I think it just kind of depends. Typically there's a dress code, not always, but you know the environment you're going into, so you tend to pick something that's going to help you fit in.
But do you fit in as you, or do you fit in with the crowd?
I think it's more me. I, like, personality-wise, like, I'm a very introverted social butterfly. Like, once I get in and have conversations with people, I'm super comfortable for the most part. It's just getting in.
One foot inside the door.
Yeah.
I think that people can assume your personality based on sometimes how you dress, because I'm the same thing. I'm more of an introvert. I don't like going to an event where there's a ton of people and you have to try to mingle. I would love to talk to people, but that makes me feel very uncomfortable. But yet I dress
approachable.
Well, creative and funky, where I think people would think I should be outgoing. So then I can leave an event and people probably think I was snobby because I looked like I should be talking and all of this because the outfit said that, but that's not me. But maybe that's just how I get to express myself.
But also, those cases, it draws people to you because they're like, oh my God, I love your dress, or oh my God, I love your shoes.
Yeah.
So maybe I should stop dressing.
Because that's what I would be. I was like, you look amazing. Tell me where. Like, I would ask you all the questions, and then I'd be like, oh shoot, I should be not asking all the questions.
That's funny.
I was gonna say, I think that for me, I mean, I wrote that question, and in the example I said from California to Michigan to Florida, because we're from California. I moved here my senior year of high school, and part of that is obviously just growing up and getting older, but I also lived in Madrid for a bit, and for a few months, and I found that I kind of adapted to how and it's the cultural norms and stuff. You don't wear sweatpants out of the house, which I did a lot here, and at school. And so I think that kind of changed the way that I carry myself too. I didn't realize how much it is, how fun it is to actually dress up, and how motivated I was to go to class there when I'm not showing up in sweatpants and I'm putting on my jeans. And so that's kind of where my style, like that question popped in my head, because my style followed me but adapted, and now it's more mature, and I love to dress up and have fun with it. So fashion kind of creates not only just confidence in like how I look and carry myself, but in the way that I was doing schoolwork. and I was way more efficient. Even just putting some mascara on. I'm like, why am I writing this essay so much better than if I was wearing like a sweatsuit
Mascara
and,
power.
Right, like, I just feel more confident in myself right now, and so I'm more efficient in life and in general. So
I like that you used the word adapted, because you basically were saying I wasn't going to lose myself, but part of in what you were saying also is there is a respect. So you were respecting another culture.
Right.
It wasn't, you know what I mean? You were, and I think that's respectable of you, and the fact that then you adapt, like, how do I not lose myself, but respect that I'm in a different country, and this is kind of how they're.
Yeah, you adapt when you travel. You go to France, you're not going to wear a baseball cap most likely because you don't want people to think you're disrespectful or that that you're American too, and they're like, oh, get lost, a tourist. But yeah, so.
Well, and that is also a little bit of a mental push. Like, I've always heard, you know, even if you're gonna be hanging around the house all day, get dressed. Like, put on, don't stay all day in your pajamas, actually change your clothes, because just that little mental thing, especially in the culture of working from home, it gets you into that different mindset. It's huge. Like you said, even just putting on a little mascara to feel put together if you're sitting at home writing a paper, it's such a huge mental shift, because your body knows we're putting in the work. It's time to shift the mental zones, and it's huge. Just like I said, just getting dressed, even if it's, you know, I mean, I do a lot of, I'm a sewist at home, in my other life.
What did you say?
A sewist. I sew.
Oh, okay.
And so even on the weekends when I'm doing that, like, I still get dressed like I'm going out into public, even though nobody's gonna see me, because it puts my brain into work mode.
It's helped me a lot in my job, because I used to have panic attacks on a microphone, and I couldn't control my voice, and losing weight has helped a lot too, but I am socially awkward. I don't like being, this is nice. It's on the verge of too many people, which are all wonderful.
Relatable.
But at my shows, like, I have to portray a very different person than really who I am even though I love it. Who I am on the inside. I love to be alone. I love quiet. I just love to be by myself. But in public, I have to interact with people. I'm always, you know, I'm trying to get bookings and things like that, and so I have to. It's like putting on a different persona.
Yeah, you're a character.
Yeah, it is.
You're the princess.
Yeah. I've had to develop. It really is. It's not. I mean, part of it is me. It's like who I want to be, but that's not. I've had to build a lot of confidence to be able to go sing and interact with people, and like, dear ChatGPT, how do you be charming? But dressing up in a certain way that exudes confidence, that maybe it's like dressing for the job you want to have, literally, but and figuratively. I want people to want to interact with me. I want people to want to come to my shows and to want to be engaged with me there. And if I'm dressed in a way that's not very inviting or like show-stopping, it really does affect the job that I do, because I find myself physically, every time I sing, I'm like backing into a corner physically. But transforming over the past year especially has allowed me to, okay, I feel like I can step out, I can stand a little taller, you know, I can interact with people and look and make eye contact, where that was terrifying before, but it really does change how you even perceive yourself.
Thanks for sharing about that, because I would have never guessed that with you, especially when you have that character of being a performer. That's amazing.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for coming. And our next Sunday tea is actually in 2 weeks. So this one we had to shift 2 weeks forward. Generally, we have them on every first Sunday of every month.
Yes. That's right. First Sunday of every month.
And this time we
had to shift it because of the holiday and because Aleece was not able to come. So our next one is going to be just in 2 weeks. So we hope to see you with us again.